Welcome, welcome, beautiful goddesses. Welcome to Living as Goddess, receiving the 3 divine feminine keys to create your most goddess life, to create your divine feminine life. This has changed everything for me, coming back to the goddess. This has changed everything for all the women that I serve, that I've been blessed to serve since 2012. And I am so delighted to be with you. We're joining live as you're coming in. Let me know where you are joining from so we can celebrate women coming in sacred sisterhood from all over the world. Clarice, my love, she's my assistant. Let me know how everything sounds and looks, and hopefully everyone can hear me really well. Hello, hello, beloved. Oh, thank you so much, Lupita. So sweet. I wish I could see you all as well, but I can feel you. And whether you're joining us live or watching the replay, you're going to experience so much magic. But there's something very special and potent that happens when we come together in the live. So, this live, my loves, I don't intend for it to be as long as my other ones, which tend to go a couple of hours. So let's play with an hour to an hour and a half for our time together. And I'm going to invite you to turn off all your other applications, notifications, everything. The goddess loves devotion. So we can really feel her in our time together. And part of this time together is opening you into slowing down, right? So our mind is so occupied and distracted with our phones and everything happening around us. And one of the messages coming through already is for all of us to be an embodiment of the goddess, of the divine feminine. The invitation is to truly give ourselves permission now to come and to slow down. And even just placing our hands on our hearts and one on our wombs, or even your stomach. For some of you, I'm feeling your bellies because, that's where adrenals can kick in, and nervous system, stress response, fight or flight. So some of you, I'm feeling a little bit more of a charge, energetic charge around the solar plexus. So wherever feels good to you, your belly or your womb, I give myself permission to arrive here. It is safe for me to slow down. It is safe and sacred for me to relax, to let go, to receive. The world can wait. The world will go on. It'll be just fine as I give myself full permission to be here and to slow down and to receive, to feel the goddess, to experience my own feminine nature, soft, beautiful, playful, powerful, pleasurable. So I was going to do this grounding ritual later, but we're just going to flow with this right now. So seeing roots growing from the soles of your feet into Mother Earth, and feeling her Shakti, her power, her divine life force beating, pulsing, radiating up from her heart through your roots, so your feet, your legs, and just charging up your root chakra at the base of your spine, letting you up ruby, garnet, gold. Feel and affirm I am divinely safe, secure, supported. Mother Earth holds me, the goddess holds me. I allow myself to be held, fortified, nourished, and supported deeply. Now feel her Shakti rising through all your chakras. And if you don't know what the chakras are, that's okay. They're just beautiful energy centers, 7 of them going up from the base of your spine to your crown. She's lighting them all up. You light up like a rainbow. And opening your hands to the heavens. The goddess is everywhere. She is in the heavens. She is the earth. She is the underworld. And most of all, she is inside you. Receiving her infinite love, her infinite light, a beautiful, peaceful white light filling you, calming you, clearing you, washing over you like a waterfall of light. Safe for you to let all your cares and concerns go now. Softly receiving, trusting, I am worthy to receive these blessings, this love of the goddess. Receiving her pink light, the light of the Holy Mother of all the goddesses, beautiful pink light. Aphrodite's here showing her luscious pink light to delight you. I open to delight. I open to my feminine. I open to all her beautiful colors, her richness, her expression. Now filling with golden light as it shines so brightly through every cell, arriving here from a place of power, in your own power, in your own sovereignty, releasing all stories, releasing any victim patterns, anywhere you feel powerless or stuck in lack. No more. Remember who you are as you arrive here. You are goddess embodied. You are divine, holy empress, queen, high priestess, magician, creatress. You are Lakshmi, Isis, Aphrodite, Durga. You are the all goddess. They all live through you, shine through you, radiate through you. Be willing to softly come home. They are here and they fill and shield each one of us with their infinite love and blessings. We are all now shielded in golden light. And we see hundreds of thousands of women joining us. No matter what time, we are all connected now. And we make a sacred vow that we are all coming together to create our most divine feminine lives as goddess and to create a new divine feminine paradigm to co-create a new world together where we live in our feminine, where the feminine flourishes, healing our lives, healing our earth, blessing our lives, blessing our earth, elevating, expanding, evolving us and our planet, our earth. It's so much bigger than us, and we are ready to be channels of infinite goddess blessings and miracles for us, for our earth, and all. And sharing now with the goddesses as we are in the temple of the goddess, your own intentions of where in your life you desire to experience your goddess self more, where you are right now, the gap between where you are, where you have been, to where you desire to be, how you desire to be, who you desire to be, more in your feminine, more expressed as goddess, and more embodied and living your beautiful, blissful, divine feminine life. Any specific intentions with the goddess, share them with her. Hands in prayer pose now. Thank you, goddesses. We now welcome your infinite love, blessings, and miracles for us and for all. So be it, and so it is. So many more of you have joined. So welcome, welcome, goddesses. So I'm going to be sharing with you these 3 beautiful keys, messages, codes, whatever resonates with you, whatever lands more deeply for you, on creating a divine feminine life. So I'm curious, as more of you are here, what does a divine feminine life, a goddess lifestyle, what does that bring up for you? Right? What does that evoke for you? Let me know in the comments so we can witness each other, so we can feel each other, so we can see and envision together what a divine feminine life looks like for each of us. As I've been sharing in the invitation for this live, I have been inspired because I actually got the message to do this in a goddess ritual bath. And I don't just take beautiful rose petal baths, they're infused with deep ritual. So every bath I take is magic. And in it, because I was infused with all this gratitude, like of how my life has transformed. So, for example, like the week I had last week, a very typical week in many senses. I had a beautiful sacred launch. So the doors are open right now for the Awakened Goddess training. And I spent just like, I don't know, a handful of hours sharing the invitation, doing my live. And Clarice was welcoming the women, and I have rituals that I do, and they were just flowing in, the most beautiful divine soulmate clients coming in. I had all this while sleeping in. My beautiful husband, like making the most gorgeous meals for us. It's fall right now, and we're going for daily family walks. And just we walk, it feels like on rubies and gold because the leaves are red and gold. I have all this extra time for self-care as a new mother. So I'm a deeply nourished mother. I have so much support from my mother-in-law. My beautiful sister-in-law is always offering to babysit. My cousin lives 2 minutes away. There's more offers to babysit and support me than I can even say yes to. My mom had a surgery, and I want to say thank you for everyone who sent her prayers. She's recovering really well. She had a major back surgery last week, and thankfully we're 6 siblings, and we're offering when we're going to come and take care of her. But I was able to be with her for 2 full days last week during the first week of her surgery, and I'm buying her like the walker and equipment that she needs, a memory foam mattress. I'm going to be sponsoring like takeout food days for her. And just like to have the abundance and the time abundance and the financial abundance to support her. I already do support her financially every month as well. And then on top of that, it's like with such freedom and such pleasure and delight that I get to do this for my mom. Having the support to be able to go, having the freedom in my business to take any day I want off, right? Having the freedom in my business to be a devoted mom. So even before this live, like this work day today is maximum like 3 hours, right? Which includes my preparation before. And in that, I include my divine feminine rituals. And I create more abundance than I ever did when I worked in corporate at a really high salary towards the end. Working, I would say on average, my work week is absolutely less than 10 hours. So I'd say closer to 4 to 7 hours. It averages, sometimes even less. And the abundance, the payments flow in. Like I almost hesitate. I don't want to show off and show screenshots of the payments that flow in from all these streams of abundance that support this divine feminine lifestyle of serving and receiving, the time freedom, the location freedom, the creative freedom, the freedom to work only with who I desire. For my work, there is an application for my deepest offering, the Awakened Goddess training. And that's for my beautiful women to come and slow down and intentionally join my program. But it's also for me to ensure that every woman that I work with is someone I love. and that we all fall in love with each other. There's so many other ways. We went to Paris on a whim. We can travel. We're going to Mayan Riviera for the winter for 3 months, right? So this abundance, freedom, romance, overflow. Eric and I have been married 14 years and we still have the most epic divine lovemaking, multiple orgasms, like this divine feminine lifestyle of deep reverence, feeling deeply safe, secure, nourished, supported, rested, overflow. It's Lakshmi. It's being Lakshmi. It's living as Lakshmi. Everything erupting from the divine feminine source of the goddess within. And so everything that I desire, it flows from me and to me, and it ripples out in blessing to all whom I love, all whom I serve. And if any part of this is like, bitch, you're lucky. I get it. It's totally okay. All right. But here's what I want to tell you. I grew up so oppressed with so much struggle, so much suffering, trauma, abuse, darkness, lack, depression, isolation. This life was not in the cards for me. Like, I have a degree in psychology, and I've come to know that with everything that I went through, it would have been a miracle that I survived that and became functional. But my actual trajectory, with all the psychological trauma during those essential developmental years, was to be completely dysfunctional and suffer severe mental emotional illness. And I actually did have post-traumatic stress disorder throughout my teens. I want to clarify, in my work, I'm not a therapist, counselor, psychologist, so I don't do therapy and trauma therapy. I'm sharing my own journey of how I healed. I did have counseling in high school, which was very helpful. But what truly saved me, what transformed me, what healed me, and then not only helped me to survive, but to flourish and create this blissful life of overflow, was coming back to the goddess. I like, just to give you a before, a glimpse of the before. In my last corporate job, my patterns were kept attracting very abusive people. Rooting back in my personal work, I learned to lifetimes where I was persecuted. Many of us who are here are, natural empaths, high priestesses, healers. We've probably, if you believe in past lives, had witch burning persecutions, and it's still happening in our world right now, that women were not fully free everywhere, right? And so there's so much fear for us to live this divine feminine life, to have it all, to be in the flow. There's so much around our feeling safe in this that we have to anchor in. But I remember there was a time where my last boss said, when you go to the bathroom, Saima, you don't log that time in your 7 different kinds of time monitoring processes, protocols. And it was like, I towards the end, I had panic attacks because I couldn't breathe on my way to work. And I was eventually, when I raised these concerns, forced to resign. That was that goddess Kali Ma level, fuck this shit moment. Like, I do not belong in this kind of world. So I've experienced deep oppression in my personal life, in work, with money, feeling stuck and oppressed and disempowered with money, feeling stuck and unfulfilled in personal relationships, friendship, romantic past before Eric. Deeply stuck. I was not allowed to wear certain things. Even wearing this right now is totally forbidden. And in a lot of my family, I'm actually kind of considered a whore and a witch, which is totally fine with me. And this is the place that I'm in, to be my most liberated self. The courage it takes to go on YouTube Live publicly. Now, I trust my beautiful community, right? But we sometimes have to monitor comments from people who have a lot of religious projection and judgment around living this divine feminine goddess life. So I just want to share with you that I know what it's like to be in absolute oppression, lack, and abuse, And the 3 codes I'm going to share with you, I really feel that they are going to wake you up into your power and show you that if I can do it, absolutely anyone can do it. And that is why I do the sacred work. I'm just going to take a moment to connect with all of you here and tap into what the goddess life looks and feels like for you. So, Lupita, a life full of pleasure, juiciness, softness, effortless receiving, full of joy, sweetness, and love. I love this. Self-love, Lori. Yes, Shannon. Magnetic to overflowing pleasure, beauty, creativity, and abundance. Yes. Oh, thank you for the prayers for my mom, beloved. How do you say your name? I love Nzinga. So beautiful. Hi from Arizona. It's balance, compassion, honesty are important. Learning so much more and putting it together is a pleasant challenge. Being a sovereign queen in my own body, soul, heart, and mind. I love this astral priestess. Abundance instead of lack. Mental, emotional ease instead of constant stress. Yes. Being appreciated for my femininity instead of being abused. I absolutely relate to that. Thank you for sharing. Joy, happiness, sharing a beautiful sacred life full of love with my beloved, without the negativity that's keeping you apart, my love. Having unlimited financial abundance and great health, feeling free of negativity, support, freedom, ease. I'm just gonna read now. I appreciate so many of you coming in. Peace, sovereignty, beauty, abundance, creativity, space. Eating delicious foods, grounded, cooked foods. I love this. Confidence, intuition. So beautiful. Okay. Freedom, abundance in life, love. Okay. 1 second. Okay. Thank you for all the blessings for my mom, being loved for who I am. I'm so excited to start the goddess course. A dream manifested, Sarah. Oh, I'm so excited, Sarah. Yes, Sarah's in the Awakened Goddess training this round. So excited. Okay, so yes, today is extra special. It feels very special. So thank you so much for sharing. And if you're watching afterwards, please feel free to share what a divine feminine lifestyle looks and feels like to you, because it's really important to get clear, right? That's one of the first steps in creating your divine feminine lifestyle, or anything you wish to create in your life, is divine feminine clarity. Their goddess is like Artemis with her bow and arrow, which is that single pointed focus. A lot of times what distracts us from our vision is that instead of focusing on what is that pure, potent, divine desire from that soul, from the third eye, we're stuck in so much distraction of what's not working, of what hasn't arrived yet, of what isn't going the way that we want. And this is one of the first keys, my love, is the divine feminine life we create from our feminine goddess soul, from your feminine spirit. A lot of what we live and create is reactionary. It's reactionary from a deeply, oftentimes a wounded past self. Oftentimes our inner girl. Her desire is to be safe, to belong. They're very primal, because if we think of our developmental years, we had really essential basic needs to feel safe, secure, that we belong, that we're cared for, that we're safe to be ourselves, to be loved for who we are, to express ourselves, to be accepted unconditionally, that we are provided for, that we have stability and security, that we can ask for what we want and receive it. And a lot of us don't have that experience, or we might not have all of that experience, or you might get the love, maybe not the stability, or right, some pieces can be missing. And if you're like me, you maybe even experienced abuse and trauma, chaos and instability and oppression. So when we grow up as women, our initiation invitation from the goddess is to create your most flourishing, overflowing life with all the things that all of you listed and shared that mean the goddess to you, that mean that divine feminine lifestyle. But the dominant force, the dominant creative force in our life, until we become conscious of this, is a reactionary force. It's a part of us that is still, it's kind of stunted, and that version of us is still trying to meet the unmet needs in our primal formative foundational years. So we might desire the most committed divine soulmate love, or clients that love us and just flow in, and overflowing abundance. And then maybe we're not attracting that, or attracting the opposite of that, and keep meeting frustration and disappointment. This past version of us, right? It wants to feel safe, and it's not trying to sabotage us, it's trying to protect us. So out of protection, it's wanting to create ways to avoid pain. And what I found, like even working with mentors, and even every level of my own expansion, the more we expand, we're not ever really free of our fear or doubt or shadow self or inner child. She is deeply healed and we have so much more power, but we meet a deeper, newer layer of her at a new level of expansion, of a new level of overflow we come into, so that we can really receive it. And this is why I love coming home to the goddess, because she welcomes all of that, and she embraces every part of us into healing. No part of you is denied or a nuisance in any way. It's not like overcome your ego. That is not part of this world of the divine feminine. For the goddess, all of us is healed into wholeness, so that with her, with all of ourselves, our fear self, our shadow self, our inner child self, our past life self, our karmic stuff, it's transmuted. And we are freed into our soul selves, into our goddess self. And we return. What do I mean when I say we return home? I mean returning home to the truth of your soul, which is that you already are Lakshmi, meaning you are abundance. Your nature is not even that you are here to create abundance or manifest abundance out of nowhere, right? And thinking and visualizing and affirming it. That's why a lot of those practices don't always work for us women, because they're very like mind focused, affirmations and things. They're very powerful for sure. But coming home to the embodiment of your goddess soul, you remember that you are Aphrodite, you are her bliss and pleasure, you are Hathor, you are her sensuality, you are Freya, you are her boldness, you are Sophia, you are wisdom, you are Hecate, you are the magical witch, you are Isis, you are multidimensional goddess of 10,000 names, you are freedom, Lilith. You are Shakti in power. You are Durga. You are Saraswati. You are inspiration and divine guidance and truth. You are Goddess Pele's creativity and fire and passion, leading from your divine feminine soul. This is led by your soul's infiniteness. And so becoming one with that, the overflow is inevitable. It's led by that single pointed soul focus, and you create magic because the divine feminine creative process is also led by, from the soul level, your intuition, your feminine wisdom, your feminine magic, not so much mindful, which is a beautiful masculine paradigm and approach, but through the soul. And what brings the feminine soul into that creation process is, we'll get to this a little later, but it's becoming that portal, that channel, ritual, devotion, divine feminine practices, connecting with your goddess self to see her boldest dreams for you, her highest visions for you. And they are so much bigger than what you can fathom, than what we can want for ourselves. I can tell you from my own lived experience and from what my clients have manifested in our vortex, in our work together, in our Awakened Goddess Training Temple, what we actually end up creating when we come home to the goddess is so much more than what we originally set out to. It's so small. We realize how small our biggest wishes were. So, for example, before Eric, because I was like entangled in this karmic friendship relationship, I remember when I finally ended that, I was like, oh, fuck. I put my feet down. I had my fuck the shit moment. I am now only available for a man who knows who he is and what he wants, and that if he wants me, it's happening. He's fully stepped up. He's masculine, he's conscious, he's awakened, he's committed, he's ready. He's in his power, ready to go. He's it. Like, he is divine masculine embodied. But I actually didn't go that far. It was just like, he knows who he is and he knows what he wants, because I was reacting to this like bipolar experience I had with that person. But what that did was, the goddess led me on a journey back home of deep self-love and healing and transformation, and coming into my sovereignty like a queen and manifesting my divine king. And with Eric, experiencing a love that is beyond words, blissful beyond words, deep, sacred union that continues to expand and deepen in its love and passion and romance and celebrations and laughter and our lives. Now we're parents and we are like more in love than ever. It's just it gets more and more beautiful. I remember one time in my old job, taking a day because I have really bad period cramps, to take a bath. And I'm in the bath knowing my boss is so mad that I've taken a sick day and that I'm not checking in, because the expectation was that you're going to check in, like you're not actually off, you're sick, but you're working from home. That was the expectation. And it just felt so undignifying, right? Like I said, I wasn't even allowed to go to the bathroom. And I'm in my bath, like it was a Wednesday, and I said, God, it's so undignifying to not be able to go to the bathroom or listen to my body, and to have to work on someone else's time, and to explain myself and get permission just to take care of myself when I'm sick, to rest when I'm not feeling well. And in that moment, I prayed, what would it be like, Goddess, where I can live a life where I don't have to get permission to rest when I'm not feeling well in my work. And that was like all I wanted in that moment. But the trajectory the goddess led me on when I went on this path of devotion to her is a life of pure freedom, working only with soulmate clients, impacting women all over the world, a life of such overflowing freedom, right? I can take any day I want off at all, ever, ever, ever. And again, just only work with people I love to work with, have so much abundance. You know, I remember that boss didn't want me to go on my honeymoon. I booked my wedding a year in advance, or a year and a half, that time, wedding and honeymoon time, because I knew we were planning my wedding a year and a half in advance. And then when the time came, even though she had taken so much time off and was going to be off the same time that I was going to be again, she yelled at me and said, "I'm not happy that you're going on your honeymoon." You know, and like now I can travel whenever I want. So what I wanted was just the freedom to be able to take a day off when I'm not feeling well, and what the goddess had in store for me, what she empowered me to co-create. It's like, can you just feel the goddess laughing? Like, is that all? Come on, we can do better than that. So whatever you're asking for, feel the goddess chuckling and say, "Go, honey." Like Lakshmi is infinite abundance, infinite blessings, infinite bliss, infinite everything. You are unlimited. Your soul is unlimited. And the divine feminine, your divine feminine soul opens you to the infiniteness of who you are. And please let this land for you that what we create, this divine feminine life, it's not from that masculine paradigm of what you do and how much you do and how you do it. From the divine feminine, it's returning home and resting into who you are. Like one of my clients, Karina, she already gave a beautiful epic testimonial for Awaken Goddess training. And then like the day she was in AGT 2 and the day we started AGT 3, like the launch last year, she was like, "I know you're starting and I have to give you an update." And my update is, "Oh my goddess, she titled it, I manifest from rest. Manifest from rest." And she's like, "Sama, you have calibrated me into this lifestyle where I literally I took a day, a Tuesday, to get a massage. And when she finished her massage, she had gotten this monumental, out of the blue money from a loved one that, like she said, completely changed her and her family's life. That she can do all the things she wanted and travel and focus on creating her dharmic divine feminine business and fulfill many dreams. Just like she just went to get a massage and she came out and received this infinite abundance. And the human or the masculine, it's like we have to try to figure it out, make a plan to create it. Feminine creation is very different. Feminine creation opens us to miracles. So much expansion, because we come back like getting a massage. And I've had this happen so many times. I remember the first time I was invited to a summit years ago. Before that, I would see colleagues in summits and I felt like, oh, it would be so fun to be invited to be a guest speaker on a summit. And I went to my first acupuncture session for fertility, but it was so relaxing and supportive. And I came out and I had my first invitation to be a speaker. And literally right now, like we're saying no, because I think maybe if you're in my email, you keep receiving invitations of all these summits that I've been a part of with women I deeply admire. Fellow, like recently I was on a summit with world's like top new age and self-help and authors and speakers and leaders and all of that, and it was such a blessing. And it's like, yeah, this is happening, and it just happens when I'm in the bath or blowing bubbles in the backyard with my baby. It's like, oh, this came in, this happened. So with the feminine, returning to your soul, there's just infinite expansion, and things happen for you in ways that you cannot plan. So it's not just about creating your divine feminine lifestyle, but how things happen for you when you come back home to this, right? The feminine soul is also always evolving. So, like, masculine paradigms are more linear and upwards, like achieving heaven, reaching enlightenment, detaching from the earthly things and desires. And the feminine is the spiral, the dance of death, rebirth, transformation, and of it all. And because it's always evolving, the goddess is not concerned with getting there. Like, so the masculine, it's like achieving, right? Achieving enlightenment, reaching enlightenment, or in the world, accomplishing things, achieving things. The feminine, what gives us so much rest is dancing with the cycle of creation and always evolving and expanding. Because you've probably had this experience where you really wanted something and you worked really hard for it, or maybe you manifested really hard for it, and then you got it and you were the same person. You were still anxious. You were still insecure. You were still unhappy or unfulfilled. You know what I mean? Like, I know I've had that experience. And that happened to me in the corporate jobs. It's like, I really wanted this job. I made the vision board. I did all the manifesting things and I got it. And I was so miserable. So we can get the thing and not be happy. We can get the thing and then become obsessed and consumed with the next thing that we want, and never really relish and enjoy and slow down, and just keep staying stuck in this cycle. But the feminine soul is this spiral that's always evolving, and it invites you to be willing to dance with her cycles of death, rebirth, creation, celebration, fruition, where you're ready to constantly release and transmute and alchemize what you have outgrown, what's no longer serving you, so that you can birth and make room and space for and invite new blessings. And each time, like, I'm getting this vision of goddess Aphrodite who would return to her birth seas, and her virginity was restored and renewed each spring. But really, it's that she was restored and she was more radiant each time. Your feminine soul, as you live in this beautiful dance of creation from your feminine to create your divine feminine life, it's like having these beautiful rebirths and becoming more radiant, more clear, more potent, more magical every single time. Your soul's nature, your goddess soul's nature, you are already free. You are freedom. You are abundance. You are love. You are pleasure. You are bliss. And as you express your feminine soul, as you embody her, as you come home to her, not as something you have to do, but as something that is the greatest joy and pleasure and blessing to come home to. Like, in my training, the first initiation, there's 13 over 6 months. And the first one, we come home to be held and just surrender and empty everything that we're bringing in from our life into the womb of the goddess. No one wants to leave that initiation. Ashley joined as alumni, like the second round, and she's like telling everyone, sisters, this is the initiation that if you just actually fully receive this, it changes everything. So what I love about creating a divine feminine life from this first piece, this first layer from your soul, is it doesn't ever feel like work. It feels like bliss, like home, like you're being hugged and held by the goddess herself. And you become abundance, you become love, you become bliss, because this is your soul's nature. And all those parts of us that don't feel safe and sabotage us and create blocks and frustrations, they are held to. They are loved into healing. They're always welcome. Our mantra in the Awakened Goddess training is all of you is welcome here. And so, how we co create from this part of ourselves, our divine feminine life as goddess, is by awakening our gifts of her divine single pointed clarity, her desire, her intuition, her magic, your wisdom, your gifts of co creation, and divine feminine manifestation, and coming home to your nature as miracle worker, where you create any reality you desire. It's not about even what you create, but how you create it. So, how does that feel? Manifest from rest. Wow, just thinking about it makes me feel so expansive. I can't stop crying every time I listen to Simon, Classes and Circles and Lives and Meditations. Oh, Huria. That's so, like, you're receiving, you're feeling the goddess, my love. Poonam, hi, dear. I was literally crying while listening to you. Thank you, thank you, thank you for being there. Oh, Eric jokes with me. He says every time I have like a session with my clients, I'll say, how was it? I'm like, it was amazing. We had tears. And he's like, why do you love making women cry? I'm like, because it means they're coming home. Because it means they're remembering and they feel safe and loved. Okay. And also, just because I'm public right now, I do also have to monitor the chat a little bit. Normally, Clarice can help me with this part, but making sure the energy here is clean and loving and respectful for everyone as well. Because this is a sacred space, my loves. Okay. It feels like the truth. Yes. I'm launching my first sacred temple in New Zealand. Amazing, Shannon. Many, many blessings. May you and all of us lead this all from our souls. So I hope just that part, coming home to your soul and leading and creating your divine feminine life from your soul, feels already like home. Caitlin's here. Hi, Caitlin. Oh, so beautiful. It feels empowering. It feels like we all deserve this. Yes, feels really good. Love the third eye clarity. Wonderful. Hi, Minerva. Oh, so beautiful to see you all here. Okay. Now there's so much more. Like, each piece here is a masterclass on its own, but I want to keep going, and I'm trusting that whatever's coming through, it's serving you and it's landing, right? So the first deeper layer is around coming home to your divine feminine soul. This is such a beautiful devotional yes to yourself when you're willing to come back home to the goddess, because I'm telling you, it's not about what you manifest. You're going to manifest everything, but how do you want to create it, right? Do you want to create it from that reactionary mode, or hustle, or burnout, or lack, stress, fear, doubt, desperation, like all that energy that we all can get into if we haven't healed those parts of ourselves, where the invitation is to bring all that into healing and create your feminine lifestyle from your divine feminine soul. And then the next place we drop into now is the heart. So the heart space, the feminine heart, this is Our heart chakra, our breasts, our portal, your heart is a living portal of receptivity and creation and manifestation. For so many of us highly sensitive empath women especially, our hearts are still filled with unhealed pasts. And because of that, they are again trying to protect us and blocking the things that we desire or creating more frustration than necessary. The heart is filled with the goddess's truth, her love, her grace, and your purest desires, your heart desires. They are rooted. So, how we manifest these heart desires to create our divine feminine life as goddess. When it flows, it's because the root is the foundation of Aphrodite's self-love, of Lakshmi's self-love. Self-love isn't even a concept in the divine feminine because, of course, the goddess herself is the essence of love. Her love for herself is not a question. It's not something she has to do. It's who she is. It's full permission to want what you want because you want it. Without judgment, without guilt, without shame, without fear. And to receive it with a pure, open heart. And there's no blocks because you feel your oneness with your desires. There's no separation because, again, you've come into your soul and you know that I am love, I am bliss, I am abundance, I am freedom, and everything is rooted and anchored in love. One of our beautiful clients, she says she's in the process of writing her beautiful experience from the Awakened Goddess training. And she said, I just want to share my first line. And she said, the first line, and I quote, was, Saima's love alone has the power to heal everything. And this love creates so much magic, so many miracles for myself and others. Love for you that you have for yourself, loving your desires, giving yourself permission to create a life that you love in every way. Goddess Isis, she resurrected her husband Osiris from death and created the miracle child Horus through love. The goddess of high magic, love is the greatest magic. So when we create our goddess lives centered from our hearts, they are purified in divine love. And that purification of divine love is what makes your heart space, your heart chakra, a powerful portal of manifestation. So what you create in your life now is not led by what you should want, what your parents told you should want, what society tells you should want. Like, do you want the promotion, or does your heart desire more fulfillment, more service, more expression, more creativity, more freedom, more time with your loved ones, more abundance, more soul-aligned clients, maybe an entirely different service offering path? Anchoring into your heart. Affirm, my heart is a portal of miracles and manifestations, creating my divine feminine life. from the portal of divine love and desire. And from this space, you receive all the love and support and opportunities. So for me, like, I love, as I share, to give, to support my loved ones, to serve. And I receive so much more than I can even count my blessings. Like, there's more blessings than I can count. More offers to help care for Cyrus than I can say yes to. So many offers to help with him that I can actually like take time to go get a facial or massage in the middle of the week, because there's always someone like just dying to take care of him. And so not only is it like free daycare, but it's knowing that he's with someone who loves him, grandma or auntie or, cousin. Well, my cousin, two aunties, lots of aunties actually, because my family was a little far, but they're also always offering to babysit. And I'm just sharing this to say that we receive, like, as women, sometimes we think we're in our feminine because we're mothering and giving and doing and managing, but that's actually more masculine energy. Our hearts need that beautiful balance of giving and receiving. When we get out of balance and we block up creating our divine feminine life from our heart, we can overgive, overdo, we undervalue. If we're in our business or work, we can undercharge and under-receive. And this can make us feel resentful, frustrated, disappointed, devalued, not appreciated, not respected. We can show up archetypally as the martyr or the rescuer or the fixer. And shadow archetypal energy, it's martyr, even prostituting ourselves, like really overgiving our time, our resources, our love, our energy, just giving it all away. Aphrodite never does that. Lakshmi does not do that. Isis does not do that. The goddess in you does not do that. I did do that before I came home to her. So when I just started my practice, as an example, I would have like an hour goddessy Reiki sessions, beautiful thing. It's supposed to be 1 hour and it had a certain price. And because I had not come into my sovereignty, my own divine self-love, I would spend twice as much time and then I would discount. So charge half and give twice as much time. And those clients were unappreciative, didn't really care, or didn't show any appreciation or love, right? They were just like, almost like, you're welcome that I have the session with you. And I really need to clean up my self-love and worth and value. And then when I did, I doubled my rates in half my time and attracted the most beautiful clients who would overpay because they were so happy and magical. Like, I had clients who, when I had this in-person practice, would never show up empty-handed, always have like a sweet little, I don't know, here's the banana bread I made for you, or here's a plant I picked up a crystal, I thought of you. So that inner shift, I didn't change my strategy, right? Like the masculine would say, change your strategy, change your copy, change your website, change your email, change your service. I rooted back into divine self-love, not overgiving, not undervaluing myself, and having a fair exchange rooted in love for the highest good of all. And it shifted everything. So coming back to our heart centers to create, it also involves having heart-centered standards for yourself rooted in divine self-love. So what standard would Aphrodite have in her relationship? What standard would Lakshmi have in her dharma? What standard would goddess Isis have in her relationships with other people? What standard does the queen goddess within you have and hold for herself? So everything and everyone in your life rise up to meet you. Or What happens when you hold this deep sovereign self-love? Either everything rises to meet you there, or you transcend old patterns. And even if people from your past are still acting a certain way, it doesn't touch you. You're no longer an energetic match. It's like that's all happening in another realm and you're way up here, shining, radiant, creating, receiving in your divine feminine glory. Centered in your self-love, worth and value, in your sovereign standards and boundaries. And you never settle, overgive, compromise, struggle, suffer. So how does that feel in your heart? And I'd love for you to share in the chat now or in the comment if you're watching the replay. What depth of self-love, sovereignty do you feel ready to embody, to become the queen goddess who receives it all? Where in your life is there the lack? Is there the disconnect? Is there the gap where the goddess is calling you to rise in self-love and divine love, in your heart desires for more of what you divinely deserve? I'm going to check in with you all. Ishra, hi, beautiful goddess. Needed to hear this today. Absolutely aligned with what I've been exploring lately. Thank you. So my pleasure, beautiful sister, Pamela. So grateful it's still on. Hope there's a replay. So sweet. You're so brilliant, Slime. I love you, Minerva. Coming from the goddess of wisdom herself, that is a high compliment. Thank you. I cried a lot. I needed this. Oh, I love all these beautiful tears. Yeah, so sister saying here, unfortunately, no matter how much I desire, I'm stuck in the toxic home and a life. If I leave my current situation, I'll have to go back to the family home where there's also toxic and abusive, disrespectful. So I felt trapped and oppressed as well. I know what this feels like. And my invitation is to ask yourself, who am I? What is my truth? The truth is you are Kali, you are Durga, you are a warrioress, you are resourceful, and you are powerful beyond measure. Powerful beyond measure. Powerful beyond measure. Coming back to your power. What does my warrioress self do? Let her lead you and guide you to the most powerful decisions to free and liberate yourself. The goddess is calling me to fearlessness. I love this. Amazing. Learning to love and value myself. So appreciate my gifts in dance and knowledge. Also, Mother 4 resonates with family relationships. Learning to value self and time, delegate, accept support. Yes, especially for mamas. Accepting support is so necessary. Asking for support and accepting it graciously. This feels like returning home. I'm so happy to hear that. Oh, I'm so happy that served you. You are powerful, right? Look at your name, Astral Princess, but you are Astral Queen. You are Astral Warrioresses. You can travel through realms and create any reality you desire. We are living, breathing portals of creation. And if we need support, like I offer free things. There's so many ways for us. We're so resourceful and powerful beyond measure to create change and absolutely basic safety and well-being in our home, in our environment, in our life. I'm receiving this. Yes. Okay, someone is saying every time I listen to a discourse about receiving, I feel like it's more work. I get stressed out. So I don't know if you were here with us from the beginning, but receiving is natural. So the moment it feels like resistance, that's not our feminine nature. So the simple invitation in that moment, if any divine feminine practice stresses us out, is what does the goddess in me desire? What feels soft? What feels good in this moment? What brings me grace? And the goddess in you will always guide you. And so actually that perfectly leads us to my next code. Oh, it's lighting up your heart, covered in sparkly, loving energy. So beautiful. Thank you, goddess. My pleasure. I love. Ah, yes. Oh, you're so welcome. Okay. I'm glad that you're receiving this, right? You are receiving. Oh, I love you all. You're so beautiful. See, I'm so blessed to attract the most beautiful, heart-centered women. And I just love you all so much. We are all so powerful. And I am here. Like, that's why I share my story, because so much oppression in every way. My dad, he was so oppressive and tyrannical and obsessive over our expression because we're 5 girls, 5 daughters he had, and I was the second eldest, the black sheep, because I would just try to express myself and take a stand for basic things. And I remember at one point, like he would yell at me or hit me or abuse me, and I would cry, and then he would make fun of me for crying, and he would say, gaslight me, that look, Sima's so hypersensitive. She's so hypersensitive. She's crying. It's like, well, you just hit me or you just yelled at me, right? Or humiliated me or hurt me. So then I would try not to cry. And then when he would abuse me in front of the whole family, then I would hold all my feelings in, and then just all I could do was take a breath, like, because I was trying to wait to go to my room and cry. And then he would gather the whole family around and say, look, everyone, look how Sima breathes. Look at her breathe. Look at her go. Look how she breathes. And so I literally was being punished for how I would breathe. I couldn't even breathe freely. So when I say I know what it's like to be in an oppressive home, in an oppressive environment, in oppressive work conditions, I've lived this, and I'm here to tell you that I found the power by practicing what I'm sharing with you. And of course, a lot more. Like, I can't give you everything in one little live. That's why I have deeper ways to go on this journey with me if you desire, if that's a level of support that you desire for yourself. But I just want you to know that I know, I've lived it, and I'm here to show you that we are infinitely powerful and we can create any reality, and we are destined to create realities for ourselves that are completely free, sovereign, and overflowing with beauty. Overflowing. Now the divine man I have, Eric, conscious choice to have, like, not just the opposite of my dad, but the divine masculine embodied, loves everything about me. Even parts of me that I don't always love. He loves, he adores, he cherishes. He kisses, he holds, he sees all of me, inside out, dark and light, my full spectrum goddess self, my full wounded inner child human self, all of it. And I created this love, this relationship, manifested this divine man by returning home to my sovereignty, my goddess self, my sovereign standards of what I'm no longer available to, what's no longer acceptable, what's no longer allowed in my field, in my queendom, and what is acceptable and welcome. Divine masculine man, the most beautiful, heart-centered, fun clients that I love, and we love each other, and we co-create miracles together, and we keep celebrating and celebrating and celebrating. And just nourishing motherhood and beautiful, healthy relationships with everyone in my life, gorgeous friendships and girlfriends and sisterhood, abundance, all of this. It's 111. 111. We are infinitely powerful, creative goddess queens, and we are here to birth and create beautiful, abundant, divine, feminine lifestyles, overflowing with infinite blessings from our divine feminine sovereignty. Yes, 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 so be it, so it is. I can relate. Yeah, I'm sorry. I know so many of you too have experienced different forms of abuse, oppression yourselves. Oh, you've made a lot of ideas I've been integrating so solid in this moment in real life. Yes, I'm so happy for you that it's like I can feel it synthesizing, right? Caitlin, Saima, being back in your energy just opened up the vortex in my soul again. I feel so energized and uplifted. So grateful for a soul connection. I feel so activated and up leveled. I love you. I love this so much. Okay. So because it's landing so deeply for so many of you, let's continue to flow into the final piece for today, which is creating our divine feminine life, your divine feminine life, in a way that doesn't feel like stress ever, but is so fun and easy and natural and joyful. It actually honors your body. And it's a body, not just like your physical body, but your body is the goddess embodied. And it's all of her cyclical nature. So you know what? We don't have to be orgasmic and pleasured every moment of every day. I was on my bleed very recently, and actually, full disclosure, I originally intended to go live yesterday. Mom-in-law came, was babysitting, and everything was like set. And I was like, you know what? I need more rest. If you saw my stories, you saw like at one point I had like a green mask and I'm lying down. So I took it as a rest day. I honored the cycles of my body. Today I have a lot more energy, but I know my energy is still more inward than if I was doing this in a couple of weeks during that ovulation time. It's very different. Different transmission may come through, but I feel ready, but yesterday wasn't the day. So the divine feminine creative process is honoring our cyclical nature. Sometimes it's empowered, sexy, playful, slaying all day. And sometimes like, I don't want to slay. I just want to be in bed, in my robe, eat a pizza, watch Netflix. And you know what? You manifest miracles in every state. When you are awakened to this is my power, my nature, this is sacred. And anchoring this, I really hope to anchor this so deeply as like this last code here. I'm welcoming every single one of you as I do my Awakened Goddess Training Sisters, because like that's why the program is 6 months. How we have the rhythm of it is on a Friday, we release the initiation that you receive, this deep transformational video, meditation, rituals, all this like life-changing immersion. You have a week, then we do our call the next Thursday, our integration call. So many miracles and quantum leaps happen there. Then you have another week to deepen after that and that initiation. So it's 13 and there's this flow. And I call it my slow revolution because it honors our bodies. It honors, like, if you're in this vortex with me and, you know, you get the initiation this day, but like you're on your period or you're orgasming or, you know, you have your date or a launch or you're having literally one of our beautiful goddesses who joined this round is having her baby right now. So we all lit candles for her, right? But we had 2 pregnant goddesses in this round. One of them who literally manifested her baby. She joined Awakened Goddess Training as an alumni to get pregnant after infertility. The day that she paid, she got pregnant, or she found out she was pregnant. Like, this is how magical this vortex is. And so how I work, the work that I create, I could have many more offerings and creations, but I also operate from the divine feminine. And so I'm inviting us into a slow revolution, to slow down and to really honor your cycles. And I create my work and the programs and this offering for my clients in a way that honors all of our cycles and our lives. Life has cycles. Maybe you're feeling fine, but like my mom is in surgery right now, right? And I have my group call this Thursday. So like there was time, and I'm going to go see my mom probably likely on the weekend, although there's a lot of support that she has as well. So we're taking our shifts. But this is coming back to the divine feminine lifestyle that we are here to create. The divine feminine paradigm is based on honoring not only your body's needs, like how I just once upon a time wanted the dignity of being able to take a sick day or go to the bathroom where I worked, to having the absolute freedom to honor your body, to let your body lead you. And especially as highly sensitive women, when I have my group call, like not only the rest of the afternoon, but I have from Friday to Sunday to integrate, to recenter, to alchemize everything, to replenish. Because so much energy shifts for every single one of us, even for me, because even though I'm leading it, we all experience a lot of magic. And so the divine feminine life that we're invited to create is one based on our body's cycles and desires. Our desires for rest and pleasure, for pause, for nourishment. One of my living life, it's not a mantra, it's a truth. The more I rest, the more I receive. I know when I'm complete here, I'm going to share a beautiful invitation for joining the Awakened Goddess Training with a very delightful bonus. And I know that after, when I'm snuggling my baby or I take a bath tonight, or Eric and I are enjoying a gourmet dinner that he's going to cook, the applications are flowing in while I'm resting. And I get to choose which of these goddesses is ready and invited in this round to join, to receive, and to co-create her infinite divine miracle manifestations with me, my sisters, and the goddesses. It's so different from a paradigm of having to hustle and make things happen and push and do it ourselves and keep going. So like Leanne, she shared this on the testimonial, so I'm sharing her name that she gave us permission to, but she's a highly, highly successful businesswoman, like such a badass boss queen, so inspiring. When she joined the first round, she was trying to get out of hypermasculine mode and also manifest her divine beloved and release a pattern of attracting uncommitted, unavailable men. And sometimes we can't make the connection. So what's so beautiful about the divine feminine, it's like it's not like the linear path. I'm going to do this and then manifest love. I'm going to do this and manifest abundance. I'm going to do this and manifest this thing. So in the journey, like she actually has this epiphany of creating, like up leveling and rearranging her business in the mode it was in, a very hyper masculine mode, into a divine feminine mode from what she learned. And as an example, she also started to take her period days off, which was revolutionary and scary for her. And she said the first month that she took her period days off was her highest income month. And then by continuing to work less, rest more, she started receiving more, and her highest month became her new lowest, like, baseline. And she manifested her beloved divine masculine man who, like, literally, she said when they were going out, the waiter was calling her queen, princess, and she's so radiant and just the queen goddess that she is. And in this round, she manifested a second property with so much like miracle ease and abundance, and her beloved and her going so strong, evolving, expanding together. And she's receiving more by doing less. And what's so magical, like it all ties in, right? We had the magic in the beginning, and now it's the body and listening to her, listening to the goddess in your womb, listening to her in your body, listening to her in your being. It makes space for magic. It creates space for the divine love, for the divine support, for the dream opportunities. There's so many more examples I can give you, but like if you're curious, please just I'll drop in the link for the Awakened Goddess training in the chat if you want to go look at that afterwards. Of just, we have so many testimonials that we don't have room on the page now to add more. It's so beautiful. And what I am most proud of for myself and my clients, what I'm so happy and celebrate, it's not just that we manifest everything we could possibly desire and more. It's how. And the how is with magic, by coming back home to our souls, our hearts, our bodies, our rhythms, our cycles, our nature, the goddess. Elizabeth joined this round and she literally said the moment I paid, one of her intentions was to attract more clients rather than like hustle or work for them, and have more abundance and more flow in her new romantic relationship. And she said, the moment I paid, clients and opportunities started flowing to me without me doing anything. And her beloved like kept stepping up and up and up, with like talks of marriage and kids and moving in and a trip to Hawaii that she manifested like through him, from him, together, without her needing to be in that masculine or doing or making it happen energy, but just coming home, soul, heart, body. And this is like before she even entered the vortex. It's so deeply challenging for us to trust that it can be this simple. The actual work isn't in resting to receive. It's the deprogramming and deconditioning and everything we have to let go of to truly trust that it can be this easy and that it's meant to feel this good. When you feel good, you feel God. When you feel good, you become goddess. Releasing all pressure, productivity, remembering that with the goddess, your worth, your value, your happiness does not come from your like doing and action and accomplishments, but you're unleashing the bliss as goddess. You're resting in your infinite, inherent, divine self-worth and value, that it's safe for me to rest and receive. It's natural for me to rest and receive. It's beautiful for me to rest and receive, to listen to my body, to honor my body, to receive through pleasure, through self-care, through flow, through ease, slowing down. And how about this for a new paradigm? Receiving more by doing less. Receiving more. So, as an example, I've done a lot of business mentoring, and I've had really great female mentors. But a model that they keep saying is my Awakened Goddess training is a beautiful, life-changing, transformational experience that I wish for every woman. But I know it really is for women who are ready to invest in themselves at this level and deeply desire to go on a journey of transformation with deep support and want to be in an immersion, like in a vortex for 6 months of devotion to themselves, right? And what I was taught was you have to do Facebook ads, you have to have big, long, complicated funnels, you have to do reach out messages, which like even the thought of that makes me nauseous. You have to like DM people. Any one of you who commented here, the advice was like, go and follow up with them. That's why I don't do Facebook Lives, right? Like, I mean, I could, but what I was taught was always do a Facebook Live or an Instagram Live, and then anyone who's commented, you can directly message them. No, YouTube. I don't know. I'm not like whoever you are. I see you here, but I don't have access to you. I don't want that kind of access to you. My clients come to me. And then the training, all the messages like you have to do sales calls. I don't do sales calls. I do rituals. When you apply, I consult the goddesses. I receive messages. They show me everything that's going to happen for you. Like I do my business from the divine feminine. And women come in with full power and trust and excitement and love and so excited to be part of this. I attract my dream soulmate clients on my terms, from my divine feminine, from deep trust. If I didn't trust that it could be this easy, then I would be doing all those extra things and I would be miserable and I would hate it and it wouldn't be authentic to me. But that's not in alignment. And I'm powerful enough in myself now. I know myself. I'm sovereign enough. I'm like, I could say yes to these. I like these things, but no to those. And this is also why when women come, they automatically begin to manifest through rest, whatever they want, love or abundance or whatever, because they're in a vortex where it's deeply anchored by the teacher. Like I'm the living embodiment of this. I hold this for myself. It's deeply important to me for my own well-being and divine feminine life. So in your body, there are specific wisdom codes in your cycles, in the seasons, in the moon cycles that are so life-changing to learn and come home to. We have like a whole triple goddess initiation around this in the Awakened Goddess training. And I have some free videos. There's a chapter in my book. There's goddess circles. So I really invite you to please to keep it even very simple. Listen to your body. Come back and let this anchor in that not only does it get to be easy, but it's meant to be. That is your actual true nature. It's not one of resistance and frustration and pushing against the current. You are the river. You are the ocean of Lakshmi Aphrodite. And when we come from soul and heart into body and it's all one, oh my goddess, the magic becomes so radiant and magnetic. With our body, we create from our divine feminine Shakti because we are one with her rhythms, her needs, our yoni, our womb, our body, our nervous system, everything. This is also why my launches are a little longer, like they're 3 to 4 weeks, because I like to drop in for like a deep immersion or live as I feel guided, but I don't want to do like an intensive 10-day thing. That's too much in my system. I like to flow and to have a lot of time for rest and pleasure and life and baby and family, loved ones, supporting my mom. Like all these things are so important to me. This is just one part. And I know that the least time or like effort I put in anything that I do to create what I want, it's potent because it's only that which feels divine and feels good in my body, my heart, my soul. And this is the invitation. I'm telling you, like I'm living proof that not only do you get to receive from your body, from all of her needs and desires, from pleasure or rest, but you begin to create a vortex of energy around you. A woman who awakens this power inside of her, you begin to awaken and create a vortex of magnetic, irresistible, radiant energy around you. You amplify your aura. It reaches out to all the beautiful things in physical form that you're calling in. And because you're so nourished and rested and you're listening to your body, it unleashes this divine feminine energy, unleashes out into overflow from inside of you. And then instead of repelling by overdoing or trying or hustling or frustration and burnout and resentment and hypermasculine, you draw it to you and it just magically appears. Like Aditi was saying, she's in IT and one of her other intentions, so she's the one who got pregnant literally on joining after going through infertility. The day she paid, pregnant. Such a miracle. And as someone this is what the Awakened Goddess did for me, right? After 7 years of infertility and trying every possible thing spiritually and medically, it was leading the Awakened Goddess training and doing all this that I've shared with you in that 6-month journey where I became pregnant on graduation day. It's just a portal of miracles. So what Aditi was saying was she's in IT and where she lives in California, it's highly, highly competitive. And in her company, like there's no promotions, but now becoming a new mom, she wanted to have a promotion before she had her baby to have more abundance for her family. And she said in one of our calls, here she is just being pregnant, being glorious, being goddessy, listening to her body. She would take the 2 hours from her work to be live in the calls because this was being with the goddess, right? Not having to do the things. If she was in the masculine, she'd say, I can't join the calls. I have to prove myself at work to be noticed to get a promotion. And instead, she'd be like in her calls, radiant, eating, nourishing herself during the middle of her workday. And lo and behold, she says, the goddesses miraculously created an opportunity where it was created just for me. And it happened in a way where all the other people that could have qualified or along with me, they were just like off for the summer, or they weren't around, or they were busy with something else. And only I was available for it. And the way it was made, what it was made exactly for what I can do and rise into. And she literally just believed that it was magic, that goddesses magically created this opportunity for her. The masculine would have had her like upgrading her skills, applying to other places, proving herself, working extra. But she did less, and it was created for her. So I want you to open to magic. And when we combine all three, the divine feminine goddess, soul, nature, dropping down into the vortex of your heart and the portal of your body, we create and we become portals ourselves. Magic happens. Things are created as if just for you that you could not have planned, intended, or explained. You create your most divine feminine lifestyle, overflowing with freedom and pleasure and beauty and love and support and creativity and meaning and abundance and prosperity, health, energy, radiance. We create our heavenly lives on earth. And in doing so, my sisters, we birth a new paradigm. We create a new world for us all, where then by other women seeing us, they have permission to also rest and receive. They have witnessing and proof that it can be so easy and joyful and beautiful and powerful and natural and feel like home and feel like I'm receiving everything I could ever want while I feel like I'm being hugged and held by the goddess. Where we create this new paradigm. This is why my work is so important to me. This is why it's so important to me what I do and what I teach, how I do it, because I want to show women, hey, you can be a highly successful divine feminine coach or coach without all the hustle, without sales calls and DMs and follow-up messages and all that. You can be a devoted mother and be so nourished and have time for sacred self-care and spas and vacations and romance. That we don't have to sacrifice. We don't have to ever compromise on our values, on what doesn't feel aligned to us. We are creating, when we commit to and devote to creating our life, slowing down in pleasure, with divine reverence, Shakti, where I live a life where I only tend to the things that I value. Everything in my life is very clean. My life has become very clean, clear, whereas once it was filled with chaos, trauma, and drama. Over and over and over. Oh, and karma. Now it is so clean, free, pure, potent, beautiful, magical, blissful, overflowing, abundant, pleasurable. When we marry, unite all three of these forces inside of us in alignment with our deepest values and desires, my sisters, we not only free ourselves and create our beautiful divine feminine lives, but it ripples out creates ripples of freedom for women everywhere. Very importantly, especially because like we're entering Samhain, the veils are thinning, we're entering eclipse season again, the Scorpio eclipse, Scorpio Taurus, which in our vortex together, by the way, like it's anchored by Scorpio is, to me, they showed up as Erish Kigel, and the Taurus eclipse is Ishtar Inanna. And we're going to be in this vortex during the portal for absolute transformation inside and out. The goddess of the underworld transforming and us creating heaven and earth like the goddess queens. But these eclipse seasons, the Samhain, maybe you're feeling this call as well. We break generational curses and cycles. And I'm not saying that you were cursed or an ancestor was cursed, but a curse as in a pattern where there was suffering, struggle, where we were stuck. And I know definitely in my line, the feminine was oppressed for so many generations. Now I get to free and elevate the feminine lines in my generations to come. So we are birthing new cycles of feminine power, freedom, liberation, expression. Not just like I said in the beginning of this live, where I wanted to be able to go to the bathroom where I worked, not just having basic dignity in how we're treated, basic safety, which is still a struggle for our sisters in this world right now, but it's like our sacred responsibility that we, those of us where we have the freedom, that we live from our full sovereignty, that we honor ourselves, that we expect ourselves to be honored. So the goddess herself can be honored through our awakening and by the lives, the free, sovereign lives that we commit to creating with her and as her. This is the paradigm that I stand for. This is a life I've created not just for myself, but to ripple out to the women in my life, my family, the women I serve, to you, and then from you, from us all, just continuously rippling. My life is a devotion and contribution to this creation of this new feminine paradigm. And I will go as far as to say that to deny ourselves our most divine feminine lives is selfish, because then we are choosing to not create this new feminine paradigm for women everywhere. And we're choosing to not offer ourselves to be the vessel for the goddess to rise again and flourish through our lives, our hearts, our bodies, our souls, our lives, our world. I say this with love, but I'm really passionate about this. So my invitation, my question is, are you ready to be part of creating this new divine feminine life for yourself and paradigm for us all? I want to check in with you. In love with this live. I'm so happy. I love how that sounds. My life is very easy, clean. Yes, Sarma. Oh, I'm so happy to hear all this. Absolutely resonates. Yes, so ready. I'm ready. I'm ready. Yes. Let's affirm I am ready. I am ready to create my most divine feminine life and co-create with my sisters as women everywhere a new divine feminine paradigm where we women, we get to have it all. This is my mantra, right? To be and to have it all as goddess. Not pressure, not like that old like woman who has it all, but she's so stressed and burnt out, juggling it all, balancing it all. No, Being and having it all from Goddess is so beautiful, fun, natural, joyful, restful, easy, powerful, natural, freeing, liberating, inspiring, empowering. I am ready, and so it is, and so it is, and so it is. I am abundantly ready. Yes, I'm just saying, yes, so ready. Absolutely, yes, I am ready. Infinite, yes. So let us affirm this then together. Okay? Divine goddesses, I am ready. I'm ready to birth and create my most divine feminine life from my soul, from my heart, from my body, from all of myself, from all of my goddess self. And sisters, I invite you now to let the goddess show you this life. Relax your hands. Let them be in this beautiful receptive mudra where your palms are up in a receptive pose, and just rest them on your legs. Divine goddesses, now show us, every single one of us, what you wish to create through us, how you wish to move through us, love through us, prosper through us, serve and lead through us, receive through us, pleasure through us, be through us, heal through us, create through us. Let the goddess show you in detail your own divine feminine life. See, feel, touch, taste, smell the beautiful, vivid details. Who are you? Who is this goddess you? It's all of you. Your past self is there, but she is healed. She is safe. She is empowered. She is loved. She is witnessed and seen. The queen goddess you is there, the creative goddess, the high magic goddess, your intuition, your feminine magic, fully awakened, leading with your wisdom, your desire, your love, your values, your passions. Who is this goddess version of you right here, living her divine feminine life? What is different about her? What is different in her mind, her state of mind? Is there more peace, more trust, more confidence, more oneness with the divine? What's different in how she feels in her heart? Is it clear? Is it open? Is it overflowing and shining with love, gratitude, joy, trust, faith, self-value, self-worth? What's different in her body? Is she more nourished, more pleasured, more rested? What is different in how she creates and manifests her beautiful divine feminine life? And then what is different in how everything unfolds for her, unleashes from her, magnetizes to her as she radiates her goddess self, being the goddess, that she is, inside and out. The goddesses now give you a message. Receive this message from them. And they share with you your divine, most empowered and aligned next step in the sacred co-creation. You are ready. You let this version of you come to you now, hug you, see you, celebrate you exactly where you are. And you merge with her. And becoming one with her, you now know that it is no longer your past self reacting, but your goddess self creating your most divine feminine life. And its blessings ripple out, freeing and empowering women everywhere and creating a new divine feminine paradigm for the goddess to rise for and through us all. So be it, and so it is. And gently coming back, hands on your heart, just letting that sink in. How is that feeling? How are you feeling? Yes, so be it, and so it is. And even if you're watching afterwards, let me know in the comments that you went through this, how it served you. I love that. I love the passion here. That was wonderful. Thank you. I feel so warm and sleepy now. Oh, and so it is. Yes, I'm ready. My heart completely melts. Oh, lit up and nourished. I'm so happy to hear that. More abundant than ever, heart so full. Yes, Sarah. And Sarah, you're in the Awakened Goddess training this round. Oh my goddess, the miracles that are coming. I pulled cards for Sarah, as I do for every aligned applicant that gets accepted. And she's going to manifest so many miracles. We're going to have so many celebrations for you, Sarah. Thank you for that divine channeling. My pleasure. Oh my God. So, my sisters, I hope you have received this. I hope it has nourished you, empowered you, lit you up, and opened you to not just what is possible for you in creating your divine feminine life, but more than that, what I value, what I want for you is how. From goddess, as goddess, with goddess. So illuminating. Every cell molecule feels so luminous and vibrant. I'm so happy. Love, love, love. My pleasure. What a replenishing reminder of who we are. Goddess, who we are, and we rest and we allow to receive and receive and receive. Magical. Yes. I love you all so much. Yes, the message is to remember who you are. And the greatest, like I have my testimonials from my AGT women and they manifest everything they want. But what I love and celebrate the most is the theme that runs through is that they've come home, that the Awakened Goddess training was a coming home and a remembrance of who the fuck I am. Goddess embodied. It's not just coming home and being held by the divine goddess, but becoming her, holding yourself and holding your life from your power, from your full feminine nature. Well, I'm so happy you received so much. And for those of you, If you're hearing about the Awakened Goddess training and you're curious and it's lighting up something inside of you, if the goddess is calling you and she's saying, come, deepen with me, Isis herself wrapping her wings and bringing you into this very special, sacred, life-changing temple, which is a portal of rebirth, transformation, alchemy, transmutation through this journey rooted in the ancient goddess mystery schools of every woman's own rebirth and awakening to your full power, to all of your divine feminine gifts, so that inevitably every part of your life elevates and expands all the love, all the abundance, traveling all over the world if you want, buying properties if you want, having a baby if you want, getting married to your divine king or beloved if you want. One of our sisters actually discovered in the journey that she is gay and she came out to her family and was very religious, but because of all the protection we gave, she was so supported and loved. And then she met her soulmate, her divine queen. And like, this is the vortex where you become all of you, you manifest everything through rest. If you feel like, I want more, I want more than free masterclasses, I want more than the book or videos or circles, I want to be immersed in deep, divine, feminine magic, and love and ritual and sexiness and playfulness, and be mentored and be in sacred ritual with other women, and quantum leap. We quantum leap because when we gather and we have these beautiful integration calls, we all see our journey, our what we're healing, what we're manifesting in each other. And so it just fast forwards, amplifies, miracles upon miracles upon miracles happen. So if the goddess in you, not the scared version of you, right? Like, she's welcome here. But a lot of times we're afraid to make change because, like I said, we're still operating from our old self that may be stuck in lack and fear. If the goddess in you is like, oh, it is my time to not go it alone, but to be in deep immersion with the goddess, to live in the temple, you are so invited to apply for the round of the Awakened Goddess training that I've opened the temple doors in the most potent vortex. I am so excited. We initiate October 31st. Diwali, Scorpio new moon, Samhain, which is New Year portal. Epic. Just if we did nothing else but held sacred space for this 6-month period, you and your life would transform completely. But of course, in that, we're doing the most beautiful, divine, sacred, feminine return home and rituals and initiations that never feel like work. They feel like bliss. They feel like home. They feel like nourishment. They feel like magic. And we end on the Beltane portal, Flora, Ishtar, Inanna, Taurus season, flourishing, becoming the queen who creates heaven on earth. If you are truly, deeply ready, this is not for everyone, and not everyone is accepted. This is a vortex of women coming back to their power. You're deeply ready to come back to all of your power and create your most divine feminine life. Not only am I inviting you to apply for this round of the Awakened Goddess training, 13 life-changing initiatory journey, becoming the goddess, creating your goddess life, overflowing with all the love, pleasure, bliss, freedom, magic, opportunities, dreams come true, miracles happen. This is the portal where the impossible becomes possible, where I got pregnant after all these years of infertility, where we have a wedding coming up. Aarti manifested her soulmate at the end of round 2, and now we're all invited to her wedding in India. And she did not believe she would She was just hoping to untangle from her karmic ex, which she had struggled with for years. And now here she is getting married to her divine king. So if you're ready for this depth, this level of miracles, not only am I inviting you for this round of the Awakened Goddess training, for our live sisters, for those of you in this vortex, for the next 48 hours, because it's round 4, the next 4 women to confirm your spots will receive a one-on-one goddess session with me, a deep, beautiful, life-changing quantum goddess session. It's just so transformational. I've done a few of these over the summer. They are $1,111, so 1111. So you will get that as my gift, completely free, for the first 4 women who join in the next 48 hours. So we have a lot of 4s here. 4 women in the next 48 hours joining Awakened Goddess Training 4. The link is on my website, flourishinggoddess.com. If you go to work with me or goddess coaching, I'll drop it here in the chat. I'll put it in the description for you so it's easy for you to find. And I believe even if you Google Awakened Goddess Training, it is like probably the first thing that comes up. Awakened Goddess Training is where it all happens, where you become goddess through a deeply devoted path. There's beautiful bonuses that I'm going to be sharing. I don't want to share them quite yet, but they have to do with creating a divine feminine business lifestyle, and another one around sacred union, whether you're partnered or desiring your beloved. So those are going to be very epic. But this is it. This is for the divine woman. You're ready, and it's going to be fun and empowering for you to invest in yourself at this level, from grace, from joy, from your goddess queen self. And you just don't want to do it alone. You want it all for yourself. This is for the woman who's like, fuck, I am giving myself all the support, all the magic, the mentorship, the miracles. I don't want to do it alone. I want to be in sacred sisterhood. I want to be playing with 5 at least new goddesses every, couple of weeks. Like, it's just, I love leading this every single round. More and more miracles happen for me. I just love this vortex. So if you feel like coming in there, you're welcome to apply to the Awakened Goddess Training. And I would so love to deepen with the first 4 of you, to give you your one-on-one goddess infusions, activations, ceremonies. In this quantum goddess session, we get to the root of your biggest block in your life. So it's not what you think it is. We're going to let the goddess reveal to us what it is, to clear that in the quantum. And that session in itself is worth joining the HTT. So we're going to open you to manifesting everything as your queen goddess self. This is like in the one-on-one with me, and everything is channeled just for you. So I'd love for the first 4 to get that. Okay, my loves. So with that, I'm going to close. I'm going to go have some chocolate. Actually, I should have a nice nourishing lunch at this point, and be with my baby, with my beloved, and rest and nourish. Live the divine feminine life. So I hope that this free transmission deeply served you, inspired you, empowered you. And if, for those of you who are like, I don't just want to be inspired, I want to become the embodiment through a devotional path, and you're choosing this as your time, then I can't wait to welcome you into the Awakened Goddess Training, and to do your reading and ask the goddesses for everything that's in store for you, and create your miracles together and have infinite celebrations, like with my clients who keep emailing us with their miracle updates all the time. So with that, I'm sending you so, so much love. I'm so grateful for our time together. If you want to share any last words on how this served you, oh, you're all so welcome. Thank you. Thank you. I just love you all so much. I love this work. I love what we're doing. And I see every single one of you as a goddess, as a queen. And I'm here for you to create your divine feminine goddess life from your feminine as goddess herself. Your time is now. Claim it. May the goddesses be with you. I know that they are. May you feel them. May you awaken them. Infinite blessings, beloveds. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Namaste.